child, woo, child, woo, woo, child. This is Chats with Cubana. What's up, y'all, and welcome back. We've been on hiatus. By we, I mean me. And I'm just happy to have y'all back. It's another new episode of Woo Child Chats with Cubana. And, you know, for this episode, I just felt like I needed some of my best friends. So, of course, I got my girl, Eb, who is not a stranger to the show. She was on our episode when we talked about marriage and divorce. So that was fun. What's up, Eb?
Hey. I'm excited to be here. Hey, everybody. I am Eb of FunCubed. I am looking forward to being a part of this conversation. Thanks for having me, girlfriend.
Ow. And y'all know Ruby as well. She's been on a couple of episodes where we talked about Black hair in corporate, how Black women be Black women in. So what's up, Miss Ruby?
Hey, y'all. I'm back. Ruby,
yes, I'm so happy.
Beauty and lifestyle content creator, and here ready to talk that talk, walk that walk. Let's go.
Her. It's lit. Listen, I'm so excited to be back. As my listeners know, I did a little thing and got married or whatever. So the podcast had to wait. So I had shit going on. I joined the marriage gang. And it's been fun over here, but I'm definitely back to I'm definitely ready to be back and settled into, you know, my endeavors, which is this podcast. And what better way to jump into it after a wedding than to talk about friendships and how friendships just change throughout life. So just for my listeners, I'm going to tell them a little bit how I know both of y'all, because I don't think I've ever told, I think y'all just be on the podcast. I don't think I ever told anybody how I met these young, beautiful ladies. Like, these my friends. Everybody like, how?
Don't worry about it. They're my friends.
Don't worry about it. So since I introduced Eb first, I'll start with Eb. Actually, I met Ruby first, but Eb is interesting. So I'm actually best friends with her cousin. And then I stole Ebonie and Ebonie stole me. But we met in college. While I was in college. You had graduated already?
Did I? Yes,
yeah.
I did.
Damn. She didn't. That we like real ground. So Eb had already graduated college, but me and her cousin were still at Columbia. I was pregnant as all hell, and came in the dorm complaining about some Black Student Union stuff. Called this girl a fake president. It was just a lot happening. And
listen, the vice president wasn't real. That's all I'm saying.
Like, the definition of vice is fake, and she a fake ass president. I just went off like in a whole rampage
all the way.
Meanwhile, I don't know this girl that's sitting on my friend's couch. I don't know her, so I still don't care. Like, whatever.
You like, and that's your friend? Okay.
And that was like, I got my whole life.
She was like, I like her. Like, I want to be friends with her. And we've been friends. I was like, literally, she was my supervisor when I was working in retail. Just a lot of little different things. She was in the room on accident when I had my son.
But I seen them. That's all that matters.
She was there. So that was fun. And then me and Ruby, we actually met my first year of college, her second year of college. As y'all can tell, I'm the baby. And
when
we actually walked in a fashion show together. We had like mutual friends. And then over the years, this friendship just changed into something completely different. Like, we always joke that 2016 was the summer for us, where we just kind of like, it just took off, and our friendship went into a whole different level. Now I can't go a day without talking to neither one of these girls. I'll be like, where y'all at? Why y'all not answering the phone?
Answer the phone.
Call me back.
Immediately. Now iOS 17 let us leave voicemails for FaceTime. It's over with. Y'all can just imagine the stuff that I say.
I'm like, this is one of my favorite little updates. I've been waiting on this. Hey, call me
at
back.
The door. Yo, you do
gonna be your kicker friends. Some friends gonna be your confidants. Confidant, right?
I got you, friend.
You got
it. Thank you. And then some of them could possibly overlap into all phases, right? Like you can talk to them about all different things, and that to me is more or less your best friends, right? When you want to always reach out, this is the person I want to keep updated in my life. There's no way we're losing contact. The one that pours into you as well as you pour back into them. It's a dual relationship that both parties, in all relationships, right, is going to be something where both parties are actively working on it and choosing to work on it every day. And I feel like friendships, that funny quote, but I love friends, being able to choose the people that you want in your life is different in terms of family relationships. Friends are people you don't necessarily have to deal with. I'm not going to see you at the family party. You know what I mean? Like, you're to choose and actively want to be around these individuals and trust in their opinion in your lives, and vice versa. Them wanting your opinion as well in their lives and guidance. That's what friends are for.
Pick on the song lyrics.
And what about you? That was deep.
That's super deep, right? Oh man, we getting old. I think for me, one of the things that I've heard just over the years and just growing up is how important it is for friendships to be able to withstand tough times, right? And I think everything Ruby said, I agree wholeheartedly with. Having that person that you want to be around, that you want to spend time with, that you want to share all the good stuff with, but also that person that when it's a bad time, when it's a rough time, when it's something deep going on, that person's going to be there. And you really start to see who those real friends are when those situations come about. And that's when the relationships become make or break. And so having those best friends, so to speak, are the people you can count on when those times get rough. And I think that's in a lot of relationships. It's not just in friendships. It's really important to evaluate and make sure you have the right people in your corner as, life start lifing. So yeah, for me, that's what I think is important in my friendships, is having those people I know are going to be there no matter what.
No, I think that's really important. Just in general, I feel like people don't understand that like friendships can go through stuff just like relationships, right? Like I feel like when people be like, "What you mean you?" should be able to tell you some stuff. Right. And I still should be able to come to you whether I want to hang out or if I want to just kick it in your house and cry. Like I should be able to still have those moments. I feel like a lot of people these days don't understand friendship in that aspect. They kind of look at it like you always got to be there. I'm not going to always be, I can't even always be there for my husband. So why would I always be there for you? Like I can be there for you in spirit though, and like pray for you and show up and send funds and do all those other things, but I'm not going to always physically be there for you. And I've been noticing a lot more, especially on social media, how people are breaking up with their friends for what I feel like may be trivial reasons, but they feel like are like huge reasons. So with that being said, because we all grown and we've been through friendships, like Have you ever went through a friendship breakup that you just felt like, I can't believe I'm not friends with this girl no more. Or I'm not friends with this person. I won't say girl, but this person anymore.
Woo, child. I have, for sure. That comes with life. It just comes with time. You realize that you grow apart. So you said something key, I think, which is that you don't always have to be there to be considered friends, right? I have a young lady, I call her my best friend. I've known her since we were knee-high to grasshoppers, and I won't even say the age. And we do not talk. We don't even talk every 6 months. I mean, sometimes we talk, a lot in a period of time, and then sometimes we might go 6, 7, 8 months and talk at our next birthday, and we are still super close. It's almost like we pick up where things left off immediately, and we can share everything, and we know each other's families, and we have that bond. And then, I have another friend, to your point of your question, that I grew out of a relationship with, and it had nothing to do with time. It had nothing to do with not being able to spend time together or not being able to do things together. Because like I said, you can have friendships that are good and they don't have to be cultivated all the time. Mm-hmm. This particular friendship, we just stopped seeing eye to eye. It was unfortunate. It was a big heartbreak, so to speak, because it was a person that I've grown up with for a long time and had shared a lot of private moments with, but unfortunately we literally just grew apart. Things started changing in her life, things started changing in my life, and we no longer had space for each other. That's not a bad thing. It happens. But yeah, I've experienced it, and it was deep.
What about you, Ruby? Right, child? Because I know how you feel. What about you, Ruby? Because I feel like as long as I've been around you, I know your friends, and then I know who you like really close with. So I feel like I've been around enough. But you answer the question. Let me answer the question. Answer the question, child.
Yeah, in reflection, I haven't had any friendships that were like a concrete breakup where I'm saying to them, "Hey, I'm done with you. I can't mess with you anymore. It just is what it is." I haven't had one of those actual definitive breakups, but have I had friends that I've kind of outgrown, or they've outgrown me, whatever phrase you want to use? Absolutely. And sometimes it's a very gradual thing where you don't even really realize, like, okay, I talk to this person maybe every day. Now it's a couple times a week. Now it's once a week, maybe every other week. And slowly but surely you start to realize. And at times it's not even something where it's like a definitive situation where it's like, hey, this was the last straw, I'm done with you. Versus just, as you said, if life changes. And I feel like actively, once again, relationships, either you're growing with a person, whether that's your spouse, friend, whatever you want to call it, or you're growing apart. To me, there's no in between. So you're either actively trying to grow together, or I'm not going to say actively growing apart, but not putting in the same effort to grow it. And if it's not a two-way street, I'll be the first to admit, like, if I start feeling like it's not a two-way street, oh, baby, I'm going to turn off that street. Every time. every time. Because I value my time as well as anybody else's just as much, in the sense of, if I don't feel like the same effort, passion, care is there, what are we doing? What are we doing exactly, And it is difficult when you spend a lot of time with people and you get to know them, you get to know their personalities, them, their friends, their family, whatever it may be. It is difficult at times to start peeling back, or even to realize that it is time to start peeling back, or that it already has peeled back. But it's just one of them life things, it happens. And you got to keep up the pieces.
Yeah, pick up the pieces. No, but seriously, so I feel like I went through a couple friendship breakups. I feel like because, and this is not a secret to any of my followers, I am not extremely close to my own family. So because of that, I am also very picky about who I let in my life, around my, in my circle, around my kid, everything. Hell, even around my friends, I'd be like, "No, you don't need to be my friend." You good. But even with that being said, like, I feel like the most recent breakup with a friend that I had. That one hurt me the most because we were roommates. We were raising our kids together. I just thought I had so much trust in this person who was not somebody who I should have been trusting. And it took somebody else that was on the outside. Like, hey, let me talk to you real quick. Like, yeah, I know you see this person as a friend, but this is what they doing when you go in your room and you go to sleep. This is what's going on when you not around and it's just me and that other person. Like, It took somebody on the outside. And when I tell y'all I was hurt, like, y'all would have thought I went through a full-blown, like, heterosexual breakup with my man, the way I was. Yeah, let's do whatever. And not only were we growing apart and I wasn't even realizing the growth that was happening, like I'm growing this way and she's growing the opposite way, but it's like I'm also not seeing the vindictive things that she was doing because I was just so riled up. And that's my friend, that's my homie. Like, what y'all mean? No, she would never. Child. I don't even understand. And then now as a parent, I'm seeing it with my kid, right? Where he is the complete opposite of me. Where I am like, oh, everybody is not my friend. I don't care. And I've always been like that. As a child, I was like that. As a teenager, I'm like that now. My son, he be like, no, that's my friend. That's not your friend. I don't know who the fuck that is, but it's not your friend.
But it's not your friend.
I
been 24 hours.
24 hours. You gotta admit, that was a bit strange. Like, what the hell? And for him, like, I'm expecting him to think like a 34-year-old and he's 13. Like, it just doesn't work.
Right.
But on the flip side of that, it's like, I'm trying to protect you from something you have to go through, right? Because I feel like if you don't go through it, you're not going to know how to deal with it when it happens. And I don't want you to be like me, who went through this friendship breakup and I'm like devastated. Like, oh my God, like, how could this happen to us? We're best friends. But he don't get it, y'all. He's looking at me like I'm fucking crazy.
Okay.
He's like, all right, well, that's still my friend. Even though he got a friend right now. He like, every time I invite him to something, he don't never come, or he come up with an excuse, or da-da-da. And I was like, you sure that's your friend?
Right.
Like,
that's your friend?
That's your friend? You fuck with them? I don't fuck with them. No. So it's like, as a parent, how do you think, because you all have children, all age ranges. How do you think that you will be able to handle that with your kids? Because that can be quite difficult to see them go through that shit.
That's definitely difficult.
Like, fuck them kids.
It's difficult too because you think about it just like in your same perspective as you're indicating, right? You thinking about it from your adult mind who done been through some stuff with friends in the past. You're like, hey, watch out for them. That's not your friend. But the same thing as a child, it's like they haven't been through these experiences yet. So they don't necessarily have the same moral compass of measurement that we may have. But then it's one of those things where you're like, I'm trying to guide you, but I want you to make the decision that makes the most sense to you. I don't know the ins and out of your friendship with this person. In my opinion, you should do X, Y, and Z. In your opinion, maybe some other things that I hope you're going to tell me, but maybe you're not telling me with this friend that's caused you to feel like, okay, maybe I should let them go. Or like, is it weird that they're letting them go as well? And it's like, it's hard, especially like for me, my oldest is a teenager. Fish, I was going to say preteen, but he really a teenager. But I don't want to talk about it. That would be the one that, like, to me, he's at that age now where it's like, all right, a lot of your core friends can be from high school. And obviously he's had core friends for a long time, but he's about to go into high school. Like, the situations and the dynamics, the crowds he's with, the people he's interacting with can change your life. So it's like truly being more hands-on as a parent in the sense of like, all right, so what is going on with so-and-so? Why you don't hang out with them? What happened there? And why their mom said they can't come? Oh, why they in trouble for that? They shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. So you're like, you're like trying to like kind of be in the know, respect their privacy. to some extent, but also be like, hey, sometimes I need to know some stuff that I'm not gonna judge you on to make sure that you're okay and make sure that you're safe with these friends. And some of them are friends, and some of them don't have air quotes. So it's like, you know, you're like, that's your friend, air quote, for the people listening.
Right.
No air quote, you know. So it's very difficult because you want them to live the best version of their lives. You want them to make educated decisions, but you're not always around them. You don't know what they're doing. You know, when they're not around, like, you only can try to guide them and create the foundation of, when you're not with me, this is what I expect you to act like.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I had younger kids, so we're not there quite yet. I think for me, you know, they break up over like somebody stole my crayon, right? Like, it's very simple at this age. I think for me at this age, the biggest goal is to help them be the good friend, right? You know, I want to put out into the society and into the world that we live in good people. So my focus at this age is teaching them how to be good friends, how to be there, you know, for example, they have popcorn day at school, right? And it's always 50 cents a bag. So I always send them with $1. A, it's just easier for me. B, I tell them, hey, if there's ever a person that doesn't have their 50 cents and want popcorn, you can share. If not, you get your 2 bags. But that's me teaching you how to be a good friend to your friends. There might be somebody else there who wants popcorn, but doesn't know how to say that I didn't get the money from my parents, right? Some people who just can't. And so my job as a mom at this young age is teaching them how to understand what a good friend looks like and how to be that, so that as they get older and they do start to experience some of those situations, those air quotes, they'll know what that looks like. They'll be able to identify that for themselves. And then I'll just be there to pick up the pieces and, you know, hug them and kiss them and help them feel better about it. They're going to experience it. I just want them to be able to identify it when they do.
And I want to kind of piggyback on that too. What you're saying, Eb, is being the good friend and also knowing when you're being taken advantage of. Is
that part. Woo, that's the word.
Baby, that be the thing too, is like, oh yeah, so-and-so did this, right? And you're like, okay, they did it one time. Now they doing it again. It's
the math ain't math.
My guy, like, let's talk. Well, you know, for example, with the popcorn. Well, I always buy their popcorn every week, and then I see them buying snacks later. So you have money.
Right.
So you have my money, so you can buy your own stuff later.
That part.
You know, like,
it makes sense. Right.
Being very clear on, okay, identifying what is a good friend and how you can be a good friend, but to be wary on individuals who are not showing that they're a good friend or a friend at all.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Or a friend at all.
I'm crazy as hell.
Unfortunately, that starts early.
Tell us something new.
Baby, because I'm crazy as hell. I have my son. What I will say is that even though he is a very nice person, and if you want to be friends with him, he is going to invite you into his space. I think as he's getting older, he's starting to realize that some people don't deserve your space and your energy. I am that mom that will send extra money if I got it. But I also pray that somebody else's mom sends the extra money if I don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I always send extra. For example, my son, he wants to go to open gym. However, they only take cash. Baby, I don't carry no cash. I don't even know. I put it on your Apple Pay. I'm not sure what the hell you want me to do.
I don't know why people still taking cash.
Why are you still taking cash? Anyway? Even if kids ain't got cash. Like, they don't understand what's going on. But neither here nor there, his homeboy had cash. So what did I do? I sent money to the Apple Pay because he paid for you to get into the open gym. You pay for y'all food. Because I know y'all gonna go to wherever, Like, so here's the money for you to go to Dunkin', Burger King, McDonald's, wherever y'all going. Make sure he eats. That's on us, you know, whatever.
Right.
And so teaching him early, like, okay, yeah, your friend take care of you, you take care of them. Like,
that, very important.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine situation, and not like you know, both of you I alluded to, like, don't take advantage of my son being nice. Because I think that's where I get involved. Like, Mama Bear come out, be like, hold on. Like, I know that's your friend, but that's not your damn friend. Period. Like, I don't understand what that
Mama Bear instinct is so real. I just can't put it down. It just come up immediately.
The activation be like,
yeah. I'll be like, okay, so that made sense to you. See, when I start asking questions, my husband be like, you need to let him, he got to learn on his own. No, the fuck you don't. Why?
Who said
Why
that?
when I could teach him? Why he gotta learn on his own when I'm here?
Why he gotta learn on his own? He's gonna learn a whole lot of lessons on his own. Let me help him with this.
You hear me? And he ain't got to learn this one. I learned this one.
Put your friend on the phone. And they mama.
Put your friend on the
phone. Mama.
See, I'm that friend that want to talk to the mama. I want to talk to the mama because what are you raising? Are you teaching him this?
What are you raising? Not who are you. What are you raising?
What are you raising? Because
it's giving
like you're raising a narcissistic ass asshole, and I'm about to go crazy. Like, I don't know. So, with that being said, actually, I want to take a pivot real quick because I saw a recent clip of K Michelle talking about how her and Meek Mill used to be really, really close friends, and that when he started dating Meek. I didn't know that, right? I didn't know this until I saw the clip. I was like, they used to be friends? I did not know. They were extremely close. Like, when he was locked up, she was talking to him on the phone, writing him letters. Like, that's her friend. That's her homie. However, when he got out and he started dating Nicki Minaj, y'all know how I feel about Nicki. But y'all know how I feel about Nicki. She a bully. But this is finna prove my point. When he got out and he started dating Nicki Minaj, Nicki put an end to their friendship as far as Meek and K Michelle were concerned. And then not only put an end to their friendship, like you can't be friends with her if you dating me type shit, but also in the same breath was like, and I'm gonna make her life hell. Like I'm gonna steal a title to a song.
Me and Meek used to be like the best of friends. People used to say, oh, they date. We've never screwed each other, dated or anything. We were very close as friends. And when Nicki came, she was determined that we weren't gonna be friends. And she tried to take my Dream Chasers chain. She stole my song. Everything pertaining to Meek, she cut out.
But how do you all handle, because we all married or whatever, how do you all handle those opposite sex friendships? The ones that were established before you, not these ones that pop up and you be like, that's my friend. That's not your fucking friend. I don't know what's happening, but you don't get no new friends. Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
However,
I'm your new friend. So
I'm your new friend. You don't need another female friend. Why do you need new ones? You have one. It's in me. You need a new one. Let me go change my wig. Hold on one second. I don't understand what's happening.
What you need me to wear today?
Tell me what you want. But how do you all handle those opposite sex friendships, even with yourself or with your husbands, in the sense that, like, I ain't insecure, but that friendship ain't right?
Ruby, you go first, because she keep walking down my street. I can't.
She said, open the door. I feel like there's two different ways, right? So as you talk about new friends, if it's a new friend that I never known, no. But then I also feel like it's a difference too, like, okay, when there's couple friends, right? When you have group of couples that hang together, maybe one of the couples lost someone that they were dating and now they're dating someone new, and you kind of have like a rapport there. But even then, that's a group dynamic. So no, that's not a good example. Well, if it's a new friend, newly established, I don't know honestly how with him, especially being married now. No, I don't know. No.
I'm gonna tell y'all this much. I'm gonna shut the fuck down. Baby, who?
Right?
Who? Because to me, when you say, oh, that's my friend, also y'all be talking. What y'all be talking about? How come I ain't never known about this person? Because but that also goes back to the very beginning of this, is when I said friend is a very strong word for me.
Yeah.
So if you introduce me to someone and you say, oh, hey, babe, this is my friend, that's not your fucking friend. We just got married in August. So who is this? Because if that was your friend, they would at least been on list B of the people that should have been invited. Or, whatever. Like, who is this person? So for me, there are no new friends. I don't, you started a new job. That's that person that you work with. That's not your friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, your coworker. Yeah.
That you're in, like, that's different. But then if it's, to me, like on the same flip of it, if there's a relationship that you've already been friends with this person for however long, when I come into the picture, this is already your friend and it's clearly your friend, I feel like I have nothing but to respect that. Because if it was on the flip for me, like I've had friends, like I had a male like best friend in high school that was always my friend. Like to this day, like I reach out to him, he'll still be cool, and vice versa. My husband met him, but it was very clear even with that introduction, like, hey, this is like my friend. Let me make sure that you meet him. Let's make sure that, because if we went and hung out with him, like, let's set the tone of what this relationship really is. and no craziness going on over here. But even then, it's not a close friendship in that sense that I rarely see him. We check in with each other here and there, but it's nothing like that. But if it was a friendship where it's like already established, you guys already have history, and we're all hanging together in group dynamics, yeah. But then like you got this friend that's calling you at 11 p.m. Y'all talking. Absolutely,
I'm finna blow y'all shit up.
There's still a respect level in a relationship, a marriage, whatever you want to be. There's certain things. If you are the female friend to a husband that you should respect, and vice versa. Well, not even just a husband, what your partner, because we're in a different timeline.
Right.
So, and that's a whole nother conversation. Because how do the gays do it? Like, because if y'all all the same gender,
I think that they probably go by based off what you just said, though. Like, that group dynamic is different.
Yeah,
that group dynamic is different.
We love the gays over here, by the way.
That's why
we do.
We don't have no issues with them. Just so y'all know.
We don't have no issues.
Not playing with us, but
but what about you?
Shout out to the friends we talking about. Hey,
for me, I think you guys have kind of definitely hit the nail on the head. I think it's important to identify those friendships before you get married, when you're getting married, right? And then there's a level of respect, even for the friends that have been there, when you bring your spouse into the picture. And for me, if my friends, male or female, cannot respect my spouse, then you cannot be my friend. That is a very important thing and a very strong line I draw. And I think it's important for my spouse to also draw that line, because there should not be an issue with a friend respecting your marriage. There should not be an issue, because if they're your friend, they should want to respect your marriage. Case in point, I have a male friend I've known since we were freshmen in college, and he's married, and I love his wife, and that is also my friend. And he had a birthday, and I kept telling myself all day, like, I'm gonna text him and tell him happy birthday. I'm gonna text him and tell him happy birthday, and I just kept forgetting. Next thing I know, it was like 9:30 at night, and I was like, I'm not gonna text him at 9:30. I texted her separately and said, hey, I wanted to tell your husband happy birthday, but it's 9:30 and I forgot. Can you just tell him, sis said happy birthday? End of story. That was my way of respect. I'm not texting your husband at 9:30. Friend or not, I'm not texting him at that late hour. And so I think it's just very important to draw those lines of respect, whether it's a friend you've met before you get married, afterward. Now, once we already married, any new friends, they are our friends. They right. They're not your friend. They're not my friend. They our friend. Now we didn't became one. That's what the scripture said. So this is our friend. And if it ain't our friend, it ain't your friend. That's the way that go for me.
I agree. When I met my husband, I had male friends. Like, I think everybody knew that. I was always just kind of like one of the homies. Like, oh, I'm gonna go watch the football game. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna do that. That just was who I was. I also was very used to, getting a little deep. I was also very used to getting friend zoned. So because of that, because I was one of the homies, I had a lot of male friends where I just didn't even think that they was like feeling me for real, the way they would, we would move. It wasn't like we was dating. It wasn't this, it wasn't that. We just kicking it. And when my husband came around, he was like, I don't like that they be texting you all the time. Or I don't like that they be doing XYZ. And because I knew I liked him, I was like, okay. Like, for me, it wasn't an issue. Like, I need to
shut it down.
And it was easy. It wasn't like it was very difficult. And I think for him, he started realizing, actually, we've gotten married, that I don't put up a fight on a lot of stuff because I don't feel like it's that deep for me.
Right.
I understand how you feel about it, so I'm going to respect how you feel about it, and that's going to be the end of the conversation. Whereas, like, he has 3 female best friends that he met, 2 of which he met in college, and then 1 later on. They was in our wedding because like, that's how close he was to them. But I also never in my mind was like, oh, okay, now there's more than a friend, but I'm also that girl. Well, I was that girlfriend. Like, don't play with me. Please don't. I would hate to have to blow your shit up. And it's just not gonna be worth it for you. I'll be fine. My mama come get me out of jail. But you'll be without all of your things.
You'll be without.
I don't understand if that's what you really want to go through.
It's funny because like my husband is that guy that like doesn't recognize it, right? He's like, what are you talking about? They're not flirting with me. Like, they don't like me. And I'm like, okay, sir. I guess I'm going to have that conversation with them then because clearly you're not seeing it.
And I think a lot of guys don't. I feel like a lot of guys try to seem as if they don't recognize it out of the simple fact of they just want to be like, no, I'm cool. I'm not the guy that think every girl flirting with them. So like, oh no, they're not flirting. They're just being nice. Whereas like, I've had a conversation with my husband. He was like, man, if I didn't know you personally, I would think you was flirting. And I was like, definitely not. I'm just nice. And like, it's just is what it is. Like, I'm not going to be rude to somebody that's coming around. But I also recognize how that made him feel. And I was like, well, I want you to know, like, first of all, I'm not that deliberate or rude. But two, in the same breath, like, I'm a Taurus. I appear to be mean, but I'm actually soft as a fucking cotton candy swirl. Like, baby, it is really not that deep for me. So I just be like, oh, I was just being nice. And so I think that there is a level of respect. Back to the original point is that you just gotta have a level of respect for your spouse in general when it comes to these, like, I call them off-brand friendships. Them not your friends. Off-brand. They off-brand. They're not your real friends.
Define it. Can we talk about that? Define what that level of respect is. I had to learn that the hard way, Chef. 10 years in, I'm still learning. You have to say, like, this is my line, because your spouse isn't going to just read your mind. We like to think as when they should know me. They know you, but they don't always know what those lines are. It's important for you to say that. And then that gives them the space to respect you. If you don't say it and then you walk around mad at something they don't know you mad at because, oh, hey, you kept talking to that girl, she was flirting with you. Well, they don't know that that's your line. They didn't know that she was flirting. You know, whatever that they don't know is. The point is, you got to define that, for your spouse. Give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't get a benefit of the doubt though, because I feel like
here lies the problem.
You said up until that last one.
I'm with you, but I'm not giving a benefit of the doubt only because of who I am. Sure. There is not a point in our relationship where you don't know my line because I've made it clear the first time. So for me, the benefit of the doubt was me telling your ass the first time. If I gotta bring it back up, it's up for your ass. Cause like, what the hell you think this is? Like, this is not that. And it goes back to me, what you said earlier is like about the level of respect. Because if I've already told you this is an issue, like when my husband told me it was an issue about my male friends texting me, all through the day or whatever was going on, that was the level of respect for me. That was his line. That's it. I'm gonna address it. You ain't gotta worry about it again. He didn't even have to worry about it the next day. It wasn't like it kept happening. Shut it the fuck down. Hey, my nigga don't like that. Chill out. Like, that's it. That's all. Like, that's the end of the conversation. But yeah, you had me to the benefit of the doubt.
Listen, that's me. I be having new lines sometimes. A line that didn't exist before, so I gotta be like, I gotta tell you a new one now.
I feel like that's growth within friendships and relationships, though. Like,
true,
the lines change. There was a time in life where I probably wouldn't have cared if you had female friends or whatever was going on, but then I got burnt, right? So I got burnt on that whole aspect. So now ain't no fuck. What the hell is this? Now it's a new line. I gotta change. I gotta erase this line and put another one. Like, what's happening? So like, people need to understand that too. That as life things happen, there are lines that change. For example, I've been friends with you all longer than a decade. Let my kids tell you that you've been alive for 3 decades.
Watch your mouth.
That's what I'm like. You put it like that. A lot, and you're doing too much. That's your problem.
Stop adding.
But I've been friends with y'all longer than a decade, and the relationships that I have with your husbands, nobody would ever be like, "Oh, why she talking to every husband like that? Oh, why she texting Ruby husband?" Like, y'all wouldn't think that, but neither would the people around, because there's a level of respect. I have a thing in my head. I ain't texting nobody husband outside of business hours, because truth be told, after 5 o'clock, I'm getting my own family ready. I actually ain't got time to text somebody else's husband. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my own husband. I just don't got time.
Absolutely.
And truth be told, even if I text y'all husbands, my other best friend husbands, it's typically about y'all.
Right.
And it's probably in a group chat.
Maybe.
Sometimes
I've texted Ruby's husband, hey, what's going on with her Pandora bracelet? We trying to do XYZ for her birthday.
Definitive reasons. XYZ.
Like
XYZ.
Like you can look at
that.
There's the line. And it wasn't that it was a line that Ruby had to tell me or Ed had to tell me. It was the line that I created for myself because I was burnt. I don't ever want my friends to feel like I'm trying to burn them. Yeah, so for me, there's a line there. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, don't text me no more. Like, I've actually had to tell one of my friends. Well, she really ain't my friend. I don't really know where to put her in a box. But I had to tell her husband, don't text me. Like, and it wasn't on a disrespectful note or that I felt that he was on some shiesty shit. I just was uncomfortable. I didn't like that you felt comfortable enough to text me because I'm not cool with you. I'm cool with her. So like, what's happening here? And then you're not texting me about her. You texting me random conversations. I'm not trying to get to know you. Yeah, what's happening? Don't text me no more. And so I shut it down. And I also never said anything because I also didn't want her to feel like, well, girl, he just was being nice and you took it to your head or whatever. That's also why she's really not a friend because yeah.
So if I even have the question, how she gonna react?
No. Oh, child. I don't know. Friendships can be very
complex or simple.
Literally, that's it. That's literally it.
Those are the options.
Complex and simple. I feel like the more involved you are as a friend, the more complexities that can come in a good way, right? Like different dynamics you could talk about. We always something from conspiracy theories to parenting to business to whatever. And then there's some just simple where you're just like, all right, what you trying to do? You want to go get a drink? Cool, let's go. Like,
cool, let's go.
Fine. That's fine. Yeah, like it's not always the depth there.
Yeah. I do want to say one thing too. I want to ask one thing before we get out of here. How can I phrase this? What are your favorite types of friendships? Because we just discussed, right? We got all these different types of friendships. We friends with our spouses too. Like at the end of the day, I do feel like I married my best friend. I married the male version of my best friend. He has qualities of all of my friends more than, more Ruby than others. However, he has qualities of all of y'all. So I just be laughing because I be like, yeah, you sound like.
That's funny because I feel like that too.
Yeah, I feel like I used to make the running joke, and I know you remember this. I was like, why can't I pick men the way I pick my friends? Right? Because I was having a hard time with guys. I'm like, I don't know what the hell going on. Why I got such bad judgment when it comes to men. But my friends been solid. Like, I don't understand. They stick beside me and they tell me when I'm wrong. They tell me when I'm right. They supportive. They do all of these things. So it was like, it went from that to like, okay, how can I put this in play for my relationships? Right. I think I did a good job. But with that being said, what are y'all favorite types of friendships? Like those ones that were like cultivated randomly or those ones that were very intentional?
I kind of feel like I'm just gonna go with my gut initial thought is the randomly ones, because I feel like when you say intentional, in my mind I'm thinking like you're actively trying to cultivate.
You're trying, right?
You know what I mean? Versus it being like a natural connection. Like, I like this girl. Okay,
yeah,
I'm sitting beside you. And then it could just grow from that. Because I don't know, when I think intentional, I just think forced. But still, after you have a natural friendship that sparks, so to speak, it still should be some intentional behaviors afterwards. Like, okay, I don't want it to be like you always want to reach out to me to go out. Like, let's vice versa. Like, let's spend some time together. Let's eat together. Let's go do this. Let's talk about this and all that. So I would say initially, I feel like it should be a natural connection.
Yeah.
Then it should switch and upgrade to intentionality. Like, okay, let me intentionally make sure that I'm there for them as much as they are there for me, if not more, because it ain't always going to be 50-50. Sometimes people go through things in their life where you got to pour a little bit more into them.
Right.
And
vice versa.
And also going back to something you asked earlier, like what's a good quality of a friend too is, or defining a friend, also being accountable and holding friend accountable. Like, I'm not a yes friend. Everybody know that I'm not a yes friend. Like, I'm gonna talk to you nicely. I'm gonna say it a certain way. She always laughs like, you said the same thing I said. I'm like, yeah, just say it a little differently.
I just
look differently.
We have a group chat where somebody sent us something, and Ruby said, "Well, what's your other options?" Me, I don't like you.
Same message, different delivery.
The same thing. We're saying the same thing. Two totally different ways.
Well, what other options?
What are your other options? Me, I don't like it. That's not it. That one not it.
That's not the one.
Teach you how to fish. And that's okay. That's why our friendship works as well. Like, you can't be the same type of person. You know what I mean? Like, knowing that, but like I said, like, not being a yes friend, being able to hold your friends accountable too. Like, and telling them, like, nah, friend, you were wrong. You were wrong. Like, I don't know how you want me to put this, but you were wrong. Maybe you should have done X, Y, and Z. But holding them accountable to goals, holding them accountable to their personality, things you said you want to change, you doing that same thing you was doing. And I watch you.
Yeah.
I want somebody who gonna keep me going in the positive direction. I want to grow. I don't want to stay stagnant in any type of relationship. So someone could also be accountable with, vice versa.
For me, I got both. I have both. I have my best friend who I intentionally walked up to and said, "You're gonna be my friend," and she's now the godmother of all three of my children. So, and that wasn't intentional. And then I have, random friends like Cubana Kiss, and I was like, we randomly met, and now we are best friends. So I have both. I don't know. I can't pick one. I think to Ruby's point, no matter how it starts, it should become intentional. You should intentionally try to, if you want that person in your life, make it work and figure out a way to be a better person for them. And hopefully they are doing the same thing, to be a better person for you as well. So I think it should become intentional no matter how it starts. But I do have both.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Ruby?
I had a little question, Eb, if it's not too personal. What made you intentionally say that you want to be friends with this person? What was... Maybe edit it out, maybe not. Who knows?
No, she knows this is funny. It actually wasn't anything deep. We were on campus of a predominantly white university, and it was day one, and we looked around, and I didn't see anybody look like me. And I saw her, and she looked like me, and so I was like, "We're gonna be friends." And at the time, I didn't mean it in a deep way. I didn't mean it like, "Oh, you're going to be my best friend for the rest of my life." At the time, it was just like, "Hey, I see somebody who looks like me and I feel comfortable. Yeah. Let's have a conversation. Let's see where it goes. Let's see if we have a connection. Let's see if we have some of the same interests." And it turns out we did. We have very similar family dynamics, a lot of the same interests. And, we lived together for 4 years and we became literal best friends. So at the moment, it wasn't anything deep. I just, I felt comfortable in the space with her. And I've just been feeling comfortable in the space with her for the last, a lot of years.
And representation matters.
It really
representation matters.
20 million.
Representation gave me my best friend.
Representation matters.
Right. I think that, for me, like I said earlier, making friends is not easy for me. I have a very strong personality. I understand that I am not everybody's henny straight, but I am not everybody's cup of tea. Like, I get that. And so I don't force myself in friendships because of that, because I'm like, if people like me, they like me. And if they don't, they don't. I feel like it's very rare. It's some true Taurus shit, but I really feel like it's very rare that I meet people that genuinely don't like me. I feel like when I meet people, they always assume that I'm shy because I don't say anything, or like I kind of keep to myself. I'm not shy. I'm not shy at all. For example, this happened with me and Ed before, but it also happened with me and Ruby more recently, where like we went to a party. Y'all have like went to the restroom or done whatever, and when y'all come back, I am in the corner, like.
Right.
I'm gonna scroll. I'm gonna do whatever. Like, cool. My friend ain't here, but when she come back, we gonna turn up. Like, that's just how I am.
Right.
But because I am not great at making friends, I am intentional with my friendships. So though I knew y'all forever, it took really, I would say, until like, I don't know if you can correct me. I feel like a year and a half in, maybe a year in, for us to kind of like, okay, no, this is my friend. I'm going to kick it at her house. She's going to watch my kid. And I mean,
think for us to hang out outside of
the friendship group. Yeah. Like when people was like, "Oh, it was just you and Yaya." Oh, like, okay.
Okay.
Like, what y'all doing?
Yeah, what y'all doing? Like her cousin literally was like, "What you mean? You and Yaya went and hung out? What you talking about?" What y'all mean?
Without me?
How you know? Like, it was to the point that we went out for my birthday and I knew Ev's McDonald's order, and everybody was like, "How she know your order? Like, what's really going on?" Give it.
And the only one who knew it too. Like at the point of where we were, the only one who knew it.
The only one. They like, "Nah, we gonna get her this." I'm like, "She ain't gonna want that." But okay, like, whatever y'all.
Waste your money if you want to.
Whatever y'all. And that's what happened. Because what happened? They bought that shit. She didn't eat it, and we ended up going to McDonald's anyway to get her actual order. So I don't understand. Like, just listen. But the same thing for me and Ruby. I had known Ruby for years, and like I said, we were always real cool. Did fashion shows together. Was in Black Student Union together. We did all of those things. But there was a point, and I feel like it was before 2016, actually. There was a point where I was very intentional. Like, I want to invite her and her son to my son's birthday party. I want to invite her to my party. I want to invite her to the housewarming. I want to invite her to graduations. Like, there was a point where I was very intentional. Like, actually, I like her. And when I see her in passing, I really want to get to know this person. But I think that's for me because I am not a good random person. Like, I don't just walk into a space and be like Eb will walk into a space. That's my friend. That's it. That's the end of the conversation. I like her. I like her energy. We're friends. Me. Why that woman come up to us talking to us? I was in Mexico with these ladies, and this lady came up to us talking to us, and I was like, "Why is she talking to us?" Meanwhile, our other friend,
and she wouldn't leave us alone.
And then
That's a whole nother story.
It's a whole nother story. But then our other friend is like, very much so the opposite of me. Like, she will talk to anybody. Oh yeah, she's from Dallas. I'm from Why do you know that? And why you say that lady where you was from? How you know she not a doggone sex kidnapper or some shit? Like, you don't know what this lady is. Why did you talk to her? Like, that's just how my head operates. And so for me, my friendships are so intentional that those are my favorite friendships because I chose to get to know that person. I chose to have them in my space. I chose to get to know their families. Like, you know, I'm at y'all daddy's 60th birthday parties. I'm there at the doggone baby showers for the brothers and sisters. Like, I'm there for everything.
Right.
But I was very intentional on choosing who my friends were. I feel like that's why I don't care what nobody say. I think I got the best friends in the world. Because I'd be looking at people like, your friend did what? My friends would never. Like, I don't understand.
Never.
I'd be lost. Like, you know, I go down my little rabbit hole of TikTok messiness, and I'd be like, this was your friend? Like,
your friend did that?
That wasn't
your friend did that? That wasn't your friend. Like, girl, my friends would never, ever. My friends would come and talk to me first before some shit just get out of control. Like, there's literally times I've had conversations with Eb, like, hey, I hope I didn't make you feel some type of way when I said that was not my intention. Or Eb will come to me and be like, hey, sis, you actually hurt my feelings when you said that. I'm like, I was not trying. That was not my intention. I apologize. I also know I'm a straight shooter.
Right. So, but that's a friendship that you can have that conversation. So Ruby's point is the accountability part. You know, if your friend can't tell you did something to hurt their feelings, then who are you? Like,
who are you? Why are we friends? Why are you even calling yourself my friend?
Right.
I can't talk to you about it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Even as you get older, you go through stuff with your friends. But I'm definitely at the age where I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't want no new friends. I feel like I don't have the capacity to get to know nobody. I don't care what your favorite color is.
What's your favorite color?
You see what I'm saying? Like, you see, I don't want to go through that phase. That's why I was telling my husband, baby, till death do us part was for real. Because I don't want to ask nobody else what their favorite color is. I don't feel like getting to know why you left the cabinets open. I don't want to know, what that person's shoe size is. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. Like, I need the people that are in my life that see me go through stuff already. And not saying that I wouldn't be open to meeting new people, but the level of intention that it takes to be friends with somebody, especially at 34, I don't got it in me. I just ain't got it.
It just ain't there.
It ain't there. But I want to thank y'all for coming on and opening up and talking to me again. Like, this is
thanks for having us.
Of course. But before yes, I love having y'all. I love having my friends on anyway because I feel like the conversation is just easy. But you know, that's just biased of me. But anyway, I just said I got the best friends in the world. Fuck with somebody else. But before we get out of here, if you could tell the people how to find you and what FunCubed is.
Yes, thank you. So FunCubed is a business where we do STEAM-based activity kits for children. Recently, we launched one of our activities live, our very fun activity live. So we actually do mobile bear stuffing. We do all kinds of events, birthday parties, fundraisers, church events, picnics, whatever. Everything we have is on wheels. So that is one of our STEAM-based activities that we brought forward for being in person. So excited to share that with the world. I can be found on Instagram at FunCubed CEO. That's FUNCUBED CEO. Or my website, www.fun-cubed.com. And you can book your very fun live party there. Thank you.
Period.
Come on,
I love my friends. When I told y'all my friends is the best in the world, watch this. Ruby!
Shark Tank. Quick.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna show y'all again. I showed y'all the first time, but in case y'all missed it, in case you was watering your fish, Ruby, what you be doing?
Hey everyone, again, I am Ruby of ToBeRuby. ToBeRuby, representation of that is life of ToBeRuby. That's me. People always say Toby sometimes. I don't know, come back to that. But so I'm a beauty and lifestyle content creator. You can find me at ToBeRuby. The kind of content I create is beauty, makeup tutorials, natural hair, esthetician life, laser, whatever you want to name under that beauty category, as well as lifestyle will fall into different categories too. Restaurant reviews, things to do in Chicago, fashion, just come check up on me. All right, so check me out at ToBeRuby. And I also have my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of that is under ToBeRuby.
Yes. I told y'all my friends are better than yours. Once again, thank y'all for coming on. Y'all already know I am now going by Yaya of Cubana Kiss LLC, but I will always be Cubana Kiss. Y'all can find me at Cubana Kiss on everything. I am entering into my soft girl era and my fashion girl era, so make sure y'all check out my new content that I am bringing to y'all. I am at Cubana Kiss on everything. Literally everything: Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, you name it, I got it. I'm even on Lemonade, and I don't even think people on Lemonade yet. So y'all can check me out at Cubana Kiss, Cubana Kiss as in moi. And until then, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.